And oh my fucking god, the shit is getting worse and worse for Gennady Triple G Golovkin and HBO pay-per-view. Following this past Saturday night's Gennady Golovkin versus David Lemieux middleweight unification bout, Golden Boy Promotions and K2 Promotions co-promoted this event. They had Gennady Golovkin on an Apple ad promoting the Apple Watch. They had Ronda Rousey from the UFC, huge star, huge fucking star. Talk about how Gennady Golovkin was such a great guy, her favorite fighter. Every scumbag writer that's on Twitter praising this fight, how much of a step up it was going to be, how sensational of a showing both men were going to give, and what this would mean not only to boxing, but to pop culture, to popular culture. Most of these writers that were hyping up this fight are the same guys that would jump on Manny Pacquiao's dick before he fought because they knew Manny Pacquiao's fans, the Filipino fans, would pay to see Manny Pacquiao in action. They're the same writers that years ago would jump on Antonio Margarito's dick when Antonio Margarito would fight because they knew Mexican fans would pay to see Antonio Margarito fight. And they, for some reason, felt that they contributed so much, their writing contributed so much to this fighter's career that they helped them achieve their goals in boxing. But no, it's 2015, and nobody cares about these fuckboys anymore. Initially, FightHype.com reported that the Gennady Golovkin versus David Lemieux pay-per-view drew in around 150,000 buys, a little bit below 150,000. Everyone was scoffing at it, Floyd hype. Why are these flomos even talking about GGG? They need to stop. And most of them blamed Floyd Mayweather for Gennady Golovkin having bad buys. What the fuck kind of logic is this? A retired fighter is to blame for the current hype that you believe in? And it gets worse. Top Rank stooge, alleged Top Rank stooge. Remember, I have no confirmation of this. This is allegedly. Top Rank was not involved in this card. It was Golden Boy and it was K2 and it was on HBO. In New York, Top Rank country. A Top Rank stooge released a statement today that Gennady Golovkin and David Lemieux, the pay-per-view, did less than 100,000 buys. That it did less than 100,000. He says it did around 97,000 buys. And of course, the same people that didn't believe the 150,000 buy Fight Hype article came out undefended and said, who is this guy and what credibility does he have? I looked through a couple people's timelines on Twitter and on Facebook. This is the same guy that released the Floyd Mayweather versus Marcos Maidana 1 numbers. And none of these guys that were complaining about him releasing these GGG numbers were asking who he was or what his credentials were when he released those Maidana Mayweather 1 numbers. And of course, almost immediately, the same people that say they bought Gennady Golovkin's pay-per-view, which basically they're lying because they streamed it or watched it at a friend's house, were first to defend it and blame Floyd Mayweather once again for Gennady Golovkin's poor pay-per-view buy rate. A lot of them saying after the Mayweather stinker in his last fight, nobody wants to buy it. Mayweather gave such a lousy performance in his last bout, nobody's going to spend any more pay-per-view money. Everyone's blaming Mayweather for having a bad bout last time, but no one's talking about Pacquiao. Because you see, everyone's putting Pacquiao and Gennady Golovkin in the same little boat, you can say. Neither of them can do any wrong. Manny Pacquiao could cheat on his wife, beat her, be an alcoholic, and nobody will talk about it because he's a good guy. Gennady Golovkin can say he's Mexican style and then shake Donald Trump's hand, who has a vast hate for Mexicans, who's a race baiter, shaking GGG's hand, and nobody says anything. HBO had Donald Trump show up and shake Gennady Golovkin's hand. HBO thinks that Donald Trump has. No, it's not Mayweather's fault that this pay-per-view flopped. Also, the same people now that are saying that it was Mayweather's fault bring up the fact that nobody really knew Gennady Golovkin except for hardcore boxing fans. That nobody really knew Gennady Golovkin because he hasn't fought that much opposition. Nobody really knew David Lemieux because he was just a paper champion. But yet, these are the same guys that were saying how great this pay-per-view is going to be. If there's only 97,000 real fans in the world, then the sport's in trouble. But there isn't. You'll see when Miguel Cotto fights Saul Alvarez. The people that buy the Mexican-style gimmick aren't the real boxing fans, in my opinion. And no, I don't think you need to watch every PBC or every Top Rank live event to be a real fan. If you're a real fan, you don't buy into the bullshit.